welcome to our Crazy Life Scotland. It's Fiona here and it's Monday, so it's weigh day. Okay, how did my week go last week? Well, not great to be fair. Not that I was going over sins or anything like that, but if you remember last week, or if you watched last week's video, I was getting surgery in my mouth on Tuesday. And that really did knock me for six. It was a lot more painful than I expected. I was very swollen. I looked like the Elephant Man. My face was out to here for a couple of days. And then the swelling went down to look at, but it still felt huge. And I was quite bruised as well. So the pain and the swelling really did make it difficult to eat. And the other thing, which might sound a bit daft, but the stitches that they put in, they've left quite long tails on them, and it feels like constantly having hairs in your mouth that you can't get rid of. You know that feeling that, and it's not a nice feeling at all. So I've not really enjoyed eating much at all this week. So in terms of food optimising, it's not been good. Basically, I was living on porridge for my Healthy Extra B. I wasn't even really putting fruit in it because any lumps or bumps at all were just so sore. I lived on soup that I made myself. I did have some tins in the cupboard in case I needed it, but I didn't. I had plenty of my own soup, so I used that. And what else was it? Oh, jelly and yoghurt. So they were my saviours this week. And I didn't really start eating anything more solid until Friday, but I'll come on to that in a minute. What I want to mention just now, while I'm talking about jelly, is this little beauty here, which is Asda's own version of the Hartley's 10 cal jelly. Now, it looks smaller, but it's exactly the same weight. It's 175 grams. The Hartley's jelly is 3 calories per tub. This one is 1 calorie per tub. It's still shown as half a sin on the app, which to me, I reckon you could probably have 2 for half a sin, but to protect your weight loss, you're best to go with what's on the app. But it's a lot cheaper, or should I say a lot less expensive is a much nicer way to put it, than the Hartley's 10 cal jelly. I can't remember how much it is. Is it 29 pence or something a pot? I can't remember, but it's definitely less expensive. And it's so much tastier. Oh, I really, really enjoy this compared to the Hartley's one. The texture of it's a lot more substantial. The Hartley's one, I think, kind of just dissolves in your mouth, whereas that's got quite a bite to it. Really good. Definitely this is going to be my go-to now over the Hartley's every time. So I just thought I would mention that. Yeah, so the first half of the week I really didn't eat much at all. Friday, my mum and dad came over, and don't tell her I told you this, but Abby had her boyfriend over. Oh, we got to meet him. It's a new romance, and it's difficult for her because she's grounded after being a naughty girl at Christmas. So we thought, well, we'll be lenient. She can't go out anywhere with him, but we'll let him come to the house. That way we can meet him. And she's still getting to see him without us having to lift the grounding. So he came to the house as well, and I have to say he was lovely. He was really, really nice. And of course we had to embarrass her. My mum and dad were over as well, and he was like, oh my goodness, what's going on here? I'm meeting the whole extended family. But he handled it really well. And of course, as soon as he walked in the house, I was like, oh Abby, he's a lot cuter than you said. Why did you not tell us how cute he was? And she's like, Mum, stop it. It was brilliant. But he took it in his stride, and most importantly, he liked the dogs and the dogs loved him. Ranach wouldn't leave him alone, and anybody who the dogs like is okay by me. That's the way that I look at things. If the dogs didn't like him, he would be out the door. Anyway, I've completely gone off topic again. So basically, my mum and dad were here and Abby's boyfriend were here, so we decided we were going to get a Chinese takeaway. And I did have some slow cooked spag bol left in the fridge from the day before that I'd had. It was my first sort of attempt at solid food. I didn't have pasta or anything with it, it was just the spag bol. So I was going to have some more of that, and then I thought, you know what, I'm not going to sit here eating my own food while everybody else is having a Chinese. It's not worth it. So I thought, get a Chinese, but have a small portion and make a decent choice. So that's what I did. And then on Saturday, my mum and dad were staying for the weekend in a local hotel. So we met them for lunch on Saturday, and my mum said, oh, come on, we'll go to Wetherspoons. And I thought, oh good, there'll be stuff there that I can eat on plan. I just wasn't in the mood for a jacket potato. And salad was a big no-no because my mouth was still really sore. It is still sore actually, but it's not as bad as it was. And my mum said, well, I'm going to have some of the loaded chips and the macaroni bites. And I said, you know what, I'm just going to share some of yours. So again, I thought, it's not on plan. But I really debated with myself. And I thought, you know what, you're close to Target. You've got less than a stone to go to Target. Your body isn't really going to change that much now. And I've kind of came to terms with the fact that my body is what my body is. And I want to be healthy as much as I can and eat healthy and eat the Slimming World way as much as I can. But I came to the conclusion that it is a lifestyle. I know people say that all the time, but it's not a diet to me now. It's not so much about losing weight, it's about eating healthy and being healthy. So if there's times that there's people with me and we're having a social occasion, I am not going to force myself to eat food that I don't want while everybody else is eating food that they enjoy, because at this stage in my journey, it's just not worth it to me. I would much rather have what I want, maybe just less of it, really enjoy it, and then deal with the consequences. If I put weight on, fine. I just work hard when I've not got social occasions to get it off again. That's the way that I'm going to look at this now, because putting too much pressure on myself just isn't working. So that's what I decided to do. And what I did on Friday when I had the Chinese, I hadn't had any other sins apart from, if you saw the product review that me and Brooke did, the Groovy Food Company sweeteners, that was the only sins that I had. So it was basically 2.5 sins that I'd had. So I decided that I would have the Chinese and not have any more sins. That's what I did. On the Saturday, I had the Wetherspoons for my lunch, and it was actually brunch. I hadn't had breakfast, and I thought, right, I'm just not going to have any more sins today. And because that was my brunch, I hadn't had my Healthy Extra B, so at night when I fancied something sweet, I just had 2 Hi-Fi bars as my Healthy Extra B. So that meant that I got to have something sweet without having the sins, and it worked for me. I was happy with that. Yesterday, which was Sunday, what did I have? I ate more normally. I had my porridge in the morning, and then at night I had the Slimming World meal, the barbecue chicken, which was nice. It wasn't as barbecuey as I expected, but it was nice. I split that with Jack, and I also fried up some stir-fry veggies and added a tub of, is it VB whole grain rice and quinoa, and I think it was 3 sins or 3.5 sins for the full thing, but I had about a third of it, I think, because we fried it up with all the veg. It went a long way. Jack had most of it, I had some of it, and there's still some left over for my lunch today. So I was happy to do that, and it was really nice. And then at night I just had my jelly and yogurt again, so my sins have been low, apart from the takeaway and eating out. But I just haven't food optimised this week. I've not had a lot of speed food at all. So that's where I've been. Oh, the other thing that I did try was the Baxter's Red Slaw. And I've seen a lot of people eating that, especially Belle, my weight loss journey. She uses that a lot, and it's sin-free. And I thought, I'm going to give that a go because it looked very finely shredded, and with my mouth being the way it is, I need things that are very finely shredded. So I gave that a go, and I really liked it. However, the first thing that came to mind was, this can't be free. It's very sweet because it's meant to be sin-free. So I had a look on the app, and yeah, it's sin-free. But then I had a look at the ingredients, and sugar is about halfway down. So I thought, there's quite a lot of sugar in here. Why is it sin-free? I don't understand the way that they work out their sins. I know there's a scientific method to it, but to me, something that's got a lot of sugar on it being free, and then something like chia seeds that are so good in natural fibre and healthy fat being 3 cents for 2 tablespoons, yeah, that just, it gets me a wee bit. But hey, I don't know how the plan works, so it's not for me to question. What I will say is I did enjoy the Baxter's Red Slaw, but I will have it in moderation. I'll be careful. Although it's free, I don't want to have a lot of it because there is a lot of sugar in it. So that was that. Now, what else did I have? Let me see. Oh, exercise. Now, the first half of the week again, in fact, most of the week, I did no exercise. I was in a lot of pain, and to be honest, I was probably feeling sorry for myself a little bit, and I was using my mouth as an excuse to be lazy. I'm not saying as an excuse because it was very sore, and because of the swelling, every time I moved my head, the pain got worse. So I sat on the couch a lot this week. Friday, I went to my chair yoga, which I really enjoyed again, and I did find that I was able to do more, the same stretches, but I was able to get further with it. One of the exercises I had to use the belt because I couldn't reach my hands, but I didn't have a belt on Friday and I managed without it, so it's definitely doing me good. And then on Saturday, I went swimming. I thought to myself, one of my January goals is to go swimming, and I've not been this month. This is going to be my last opportunity, so I took Brooke swimming. And I did 10 lengths, which I know to most people is not a lot, but given my circumstances, the fact that I'm in the chair, so I don't use my legs very much, and that until very recently I hadn't swam for years because I didn't know I could still swim. That was a lot for me. I felt it in my legs, I felt it cardio wise, but I really enjoyed it. The hassle, was it worth the hassle? I don't know. The chair that they've got to go from the changing room to the pool really is rubbish. I can't reach the wheels to wheel myself, so Brooke was having to wheel me a lot of the way. The wheels just don't stay pumped up. It doesn't matter how often they pump them up, they go flat. So it's like trying to drive a really, really dodgy supermarket trolley with lots of weight in it. So that was a nuisance. I had to get the staff member to wheel me most of the way, which was quite embarrassing. And I'm still not overly comfortable with the whole getting in and out the pool on a hoist while it's very busy. But I did it. And I'm glad that I did it. However, since then, and I don't know if it's coincidence, it could just be coincidence, but if you've followed my journey for a while and you've seen my mystery weight loss will I walk again video, you'll know that I do suffer from chronic pain in my feet. I've constantly got pain in my feet, just all the time. But since I went swimming on Saturday, that has been increased by, I'd say, 10 times. The pain has been off the scale. I've been in agony, I've not slept, which is why I look the way that I look today. And I'm hoping it wasn't the swimming, I'm hoping it's just a coincidence, but it could be the fact that I did use my legs and my feet so much that it's caused the increase in pain. I don't know. But it is what it is, and I just need to go with it now and try to cope as much as I can, which will probably involve switching this camera off when I'm finished the vlog and going, ah! I don't like showing my pain to you, which is why I choose moments that it's not quite so bad to film, and another reason why I do vlog, because it does help to take my mind off it. Right, I've completely gone off topic again, sorry. So, weigh-in. That was my week. How did my weigh-in go? I wasn't sure how it was going to go, to be fair, because I hadn't eaten a lot through the week, but I hadn't food optimised, and then I did have the takeaway and I did have the lunch out, so I wasn't really sure what to expect. Last week I was 144.4 pounds, and today when I stepped on the scales I was 141.6 pounds. Yay! I lost 2.8 pounds. Now that is a lot for me, and I know a lot of it's because I didn't have a huge calorie intake, but when I looked at the stats I was really quite happy as well. So here's the stats. My body water is still inadequate, but it has gone up this week by 0.7% to 38.8. My body fat is still way too high, but it has gone down by 0.9% this week to 45.7. My BMI still has me as chubby, but it has gone down 0.6 to 26. My basal metabolic rate is still way too low, and it has actually decreased this week by 13 calories to 1197. My muscle mass is just on the standard line, but it has actually dropped this week by 1.6 pounds, which isn't good. 2.8 pounds, and I've just been having a look. That is the highest weight loss I've had since I restarted this journey back in August, so I'm really chuffed with that. It means I've now only got 8.6 pounds to go to my goal of 133 pounds, so I am really pleased. And looking at the stats, I'm pleased because I've lost fat, I've increased water. I have lost muscle, which is a wee bit confusing since I've exercised, but I didn't do a lot of exercise until the end of the week. So yeah, I am really happy. Now, the week ahead, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because I've been in so much pain or because I didn't really eat properly last week, but I kind of feel like I've lost my cooking mojo. I'm not in the mood for doing big recipes and just spending a lot of time cooking. I'm hoping that will come back again, but what I'm going to do this week so that I don't go off plan is I have planned to be having convenience food this week, and I don't mean off plan, I mean completely Slimming World friendly convenience food, even if that means using some Sins for my meals. So for example, I got some of the Maggi So Juicy bags that you put your chicken in and you coat it and put it in the oven, and I'm just going to have that with some boiled potatoes and veg that I'll do in the oven at the same time as the chicken. Dead easy. Yeah, it's going to cost Sins. It's around, I think it's, for one of them, I think the garlic one's 4.5 Sins for the bag, which would work out at about a Sin per chicken breast. And the Mexican one, I think, was the other one that I got, and that's 5.5, I think, which I would count 1.5 Sins per chicken breast. But I don't mind using that. The other thing that I'm going to do is the Mexican chicken from Asda, the tin. I finally managed to find that, and again, I think it was Belle who I saw using that, and I can't remember how many Sins it is. Is it a Sin for half a tin? I can't remember. Don't quote me on these. I will be checking before I eat them. But it's quite low. And I'm going to have that with a McCain jacket potato straight from the freezer into the microwave for a Sin, and some veggies. So dead easy. I'm going to have the, what else? I got a lot of the vegetarian stuff that Rachel from Bales 1986 SW was talking about on their Friday finds, so I've got a lot of that in. Again, it's Sins, but it's low, and I'm going to be okay with that because I've decided that I would rather do that, use my Sins like that, and not stress myself out about cooking, especially if I'm tired or in pain, than saving all my Sins and then not even needing them at night. I'm not going to be scared to use my Sins through the day now. That's what I've decided. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do this week, and I'm hoping it goes well. We'll see what will happen on the scales next week, if it makes a difference or not. The other things I've got this week, I've got my in-laws staying on Wednesday, but I don't think that will be a takeaway because they're staying because they're all going to the football together. Jack and Abby are going to the football with them, and they are staying overnight, so I think they're going to be away pretty much from as soon as Jack gets in from work. So I doubt it will be a takeaway, but if it is, I'll just do the same again. If I don't fancy something on plan, I will have something off plan, make a good choice and just have a small amount of it. Trying to think what else. I don't think there's really anything else likely to throw me off this week. Nope, should be fine. Exercise wise, I'm planning to do a bit more. My mouth isn't as sore now. It will depend on the pain in my feet, I have to say. Today it's very unlikely, but as soon as I'm able to, I'm going to do more exercise. Video wise, there's a dessert that I've got in mind for tonight that I fancy trying, and I'm going to film it, and if it comes off I will put that up. If it doesn't come off, if you don't see a little quick dessert video from me, you'll know it was a disaster. I'm also planning to film my January goals reflection and my February goals, because we are coming to that time of the month. And I am also planning to do a crochet video probably this week, maybe at the weekend, I'm not quite sure yet. And I know a lot of you won't be interested in it, but a couple of people have said that they would like to see more crafty videos, and I've started a new crochet project that I'm kind of making up as I go along. So I thought I would film it, probably just for myself more than anything else, but I will put it public, and if anybody wants to watch it, they're more than welcome to. And if it's not your bag, just don't watch it. I don't mind. I honestly don't mind. So yeah, that's what's coming up this week. How are you all getting on? I hope you've done very, very well with your healthy eating, your Slimming World plan, your weight loss, exercise, all of that. Whatever it is you're doing to help to improve your life, I hope it's going well. Please let me know. I do love it when you comment, and as you know, I will always, always, always comment back. And thank you so much to all the well wishes that I had on last week's video when I was talking about going in for surgery. I really, really did appreciate it, and they've been coming in all week, so that's been making me smile, and it's been helping me through the pain, so thank you very much for that. And I think that's it. If you're new to my channel, hello. And if you've not already subscribed, please do. And I will see you in my next one, whatever it may be. Right, I'm going to go, everybody. I'll see you later. Bye.